Ever wondered how airplanes, those massive structures, manage to stay up in the sky? It's a question that's intrigued us since the dawn of flight. Well, the answer lies in the balance of four fundamental forces: lift, gravity, thrust, and drag. Each plays a crucial role in keeping an aircraft aloft and moving forward. But how exactly does each force work, and how do they balance each other out? Curious? Well, you're in the right place. Stay tuned as we unravel the mystery of flight. Imagine you're trying to move a heavy box. You need to push it, right? That's similar to what thrust does to an airplane. Thrust is the force that propels an airplane forward. It's like the big, strong friend who helps you push that heavy box. In the case of an airplane, thrust is created by either a propeller or a jet engine. These work by sucking in air, compressing it, mixing it with fuel, and then igniting it. The resulting explosion pushes the airplane forward. Now, let's think about what happens when you're riding a bike against a strong wind. It's harder to pedal, right? That's because of drag. Drag is the air resistance that tries to slow down an airplane. It's like that gusty wind trying to push you back as you ride your bike. There are two types of drag that affect an airplane. Parasite drag, which is caused by the friction of the air moving over the airplane's surface, and induced drag, which is caused by the air pressure differences above and below the wings. So, thrust pushes the airplane forward and drag tries to slow it down. But what about the forces that make it go up and down? Gravity, the force that keeps us grounded, also acts on airplanes. But then, how do they manage to go up? Let's dive into this fascinating physics conundrum. Gravity is an ever-present force, pulling all objects towards the Earth. No matter how big, small, light, or heavy an object is, gravity exerts its influence. Even airplanes, with their colossal size and weight, are no exception. Think of gravity as an invisible string pulling the airplane down, trying to keep it on the ground. But then, how do airplanes manage to defy this force and soar into the sky? That's where another crucial force comes into play: lift. Lift is the superhero here, counteracting gravity's downward pull and enabling the airplane to rise. So, how is lift created? It all comes down to the clever design of the airplane's wings, specifically their shape, known as an airfoil. When an airplane moves forward, air flows faster over the top of the wing and slower beneath it. This difference in speed creates a pressure differential, lower pressure above and higher pressure below the wing. And voila, this difference in pressure generates lift, pushing the airplane upward. It's a fantastic dance of forces, as lift and gravity constantly vie for dominance. The airplane, caught in the middle, responds by either ascending, descending, or maintaining its flight level. So lift battles gravity to make the airplane rise, while thrust fights drag to keep it moving forward. The harmony of these forces is what makes flight possible, a marvel of science and engineering. So, flying isn't as simple as it seems, is it? It's a delicate dance of forces, a ballet performed at thousands of feet above our heads. Let's take a moment to recap what we've learned today about the magic of flight. We started with thrust, that forward-moving force that propels an airplane through the air. It's like the engine of a car, but instead of driving on a road, it pushes against the air itself. Thrust is created by either a propeller or a jet engine, depending on the type of aircraft. Then we discussed drag, the force that tries to slow the airplane down. It's like running in a pool. The water resists your movement, and the faster you try to go, the harder it pushes back. In flight, drag comes from the air itself. Next, we delved into gravity, the force that pulls everything towards the Earth. It's a constant tug, a reminder of our terrestrial roots. But airplanes, like birds, have a way to counteract gravity. That's where lift comes in. Lift is the upward force created by the movement of air above and below the wings. It's a bit like a magic trick. Air flows faster above the wing and slower below, creating a pressure difference that lifts the four forces of flight. Each one is vital, and it's the balance between them that keeps an airplane soaring. And that's how these four forces come together to make the miracle of flight possible. Stay curious and keep exploring.